He didn't look up when he said it. I have full restructuring authority. The pen scratched across the paper, my name, my exit, my silence, signed without a pause. I watched his cufflinks catch the light. He smiled like a man ending a meeting, not a partnership. I nodded once. Understood. I cleared my desk with the care of someone packing glass. That night, I didn't sleep. I listened. By morning, the rent jumped 300%. That was when he finally looked up. I used to trust him. That's the part that still tastes metallic. We built this place together. Late nights, shared risk, the quiet nods across conference tables when numbers came in hot. I backed his vision when the board wavered. He called me steady. He called me essential. He called me family. He also called the landlord. The lease escalation clause was surgical, legal, cruel. He knew my apartment, knew the timing, knew how pressure works. He wanted me scrambling, distracted, broke, apologetic. He wanted leverage. What he didn't want was a reader. The betrayal wasn't loud. It was tidy. A calendar invite sent 10 minutes late. A budget line item renamed. A consultant hired without my signature. Small cuts. Precise. I noticed because I always notice. Because when you build systems, you learn where the seams are. The moment it clicked, the hurt drained away and left a clean, bright anger. The kind that sharpens. I stopped confronting. I started collecting. I recorded nothing illegal. I didn't need to. Emails volunteer their secrets when you stop replying. I followed money through subsidiaries like a rosary, counting, patient. I photographed signatures, not faces. I archived minutes, not opinions. I let him believe I was stunned, unemployed, shrinking. At night, I structured a trust. It was old, quiet, a retirement vehicle created years ago for early employees, tax efficient, compliant, boring. I'd helped design it. I knew its teeth. I knew the clause that transferred voting rights upon termination without cause. I knew how many shares had been parked there over time by people who trusted me with their futures. 76%. I never corrected his assumptions. The execution wasn't dramatic. That's the secret. Power hates theater. Friday afternoon, his assistant sent the termination packet. Monday morning, the trust activated. Proxy notices went out. The board calendar filled itself. Emergency meeting, mandatory attendance, no explanation. He arrived confident. He always did. Sat at the head of the table like furniture arranged itself around him. He opened his mouth to speak. The chair cleared her throat. "Before we begin," she said, "we need to address a procedural issue." I watched his smile wait for applause that didn't come. She continued, "There's been a change in voting control." He laughed once, short, disbelieving. "That's not possible." I didn't look at him when I said it. "It is." He turned then, really looked, for the first time in months. The documents moved around the table like a deck being cut. Numbers, signatures, dates. His lawyer's pen froze mid-note. "Who authorized this?" he demanded. The chair met his eyes. "The majority shareholder." Silence fell with weight. He tried again, louder. "Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares?" I folded my hands. "You did." The fallout was procedural. Votes, motions, the kind of language that ends careers without raising voices. His restructuring authority was rescinded, his compensation frozen pending review, his position placed on administrative leave effective immediately. When he slammed the table, it sounded childish. "This is insane. Call the lawyers. Now." The lawyer finally looked up. "We are here." They were, and they were mine. Outside, the city kept moving. Inside, power changed hands with the click of a pen. I felt nothing like triumph, just alignment, like a joint set back into place. After the meeting, he cornered me near the elevators. The bravado was gone. What remained was calculation, then fear. "You planned this," he said. I shrugged. I listened. "What do you want?" I thought of the rent notice, the smugness, the signature without reading. I thought of all the people whose retirements sat inside that trust, depending on someone not like him.
I want the company to breathe again, I said, and for you to stop touching things you don't understand. The doors opened. He didn't get in. The resolution didn't make headlines. It made spreadsheets behave. The lease reverted under a conflict of interest review, the consultant contracts dissolved, the board restructured properly this time. I took the interim role, then declined the permanent one. Power is easier to use when you're not sitting on it. I moved apartments, not because I had to, because I wanted quiet. Sometimes I replay the moment he signed without reading, not with satisfaction, with respect, for the lesson. Betrayal rarely announces itself. It relies on your impatience, your ego, your assumption that the room belongs to you.